Well, hello there. It's Aaron again. I'm bringing you another random rambling video. I started this on Monday, the 13th day of January in 2025, at exactly 6 p.m. Along with welcoming you to my channel, allow me to thank you for watching. Please comment, like, and subscribe before sharing this video and turning on the post notification bell. I haven't eaten since breakfast. I couldn't eat lunch and I didn't want dinner. I'm starving. My blood sugar was 74, if that means anything to you, before dinner. I was told to make sure I ate dinner, and I assured them I would, because I didn't want my blood sugar to drop any more than in the 70s. But once it gets in the 60s, that's when it starts getting bad. And so I'm afraid it'll be dangerously low by breakfast in the morning. I don't want it to crash overnight. I was given, to make sure to help a little, a oatmeal cream pie. An oatmeal cream pie. And an equal sweetener. That was just in my pocket, along with the cream pie. Maybe I'll eat the cream pie now. I should wait till the video's over, but I'll eat it now. There we go. Alright, came out of the package. That's a good thing. Here it is. These are so good. I love oatmeal cream pies. I love cream pies too.
I think so. You want me to have Miss Clay call out?
Sorry, I was making mouth noises when I was eating. I try not to usually, but that happens when you're eating sometime, from time to time. So I'll try to eat the rest of this without making mouth noises or too loud of mouth noises. Still loud, and I apologize, but I was trying to be quiet, more quiet, or quieter, whatever the word would be, more, or two words, whatever the word, would it be quieter or more quiet? I was trying to be more quiet. No, I was trying to be quieter. I was trying to be less loud. I don't know. I was trying to be loudless. I was trying to be brawless. I was trying to go brawless. But I gotta be careful with these big old puppies. I might hurt somebody. If these things are flopping around out there, I could hurt somebody. I would feel bad. Get these old puppies. Look at these bad boys. Wowzer, them are some big hoots. Them are some big testicles, huh? Man boobs. Those are man D cups. Mandy cups. I know a Mandy, and she does not have D cups. By a long penis. I mean by a long shot. But she had cute little ones when I saw them. The last I saw them, they were cute and little. I find small breasts sexy. I actually prefer small breasts over big old huge breasts. They're fun for a little bit, but then they get old. In high school, I was dating a girl named Rachel Smith, and she was skinny, with a great body and huge tits. And they were fun for the first several months, and then it just became old news. I think I never disliked them. They just didn't do anything for me necessarily. After a few months, it just became old news. And then, just out of high school, I got with a girl named Lori, my first live-in girlfriend. When I lived in her house, so I guess the first girl I lived together with, the only girl I've lived together with. So to this second, I can't imagine that's gonna change anytime soon, unless a pretty young thing moves into this nursing home. And then we would be considered, I don't know if we would be considered live-ins, but we'd be living in the same dwelling, so perhaps we would be considered live-ins. But to finish my point, I dated Rachel, and her boobs were huge, and I got used to them or tired of them after just a few months. Then I met Lori out of high school, and we moved in together. We lived together. And after almost 6 years of being together, I never got tired of her breasts. I found them very sexy, and they were a turn on the whole time we were together. I could see them and play with them and suck on them and be very turned on by them. For the entire 6 years for the entirety of our 6-year relationship. So, I'm just completing my thought that I find smaller breasts sexy. Yeah, she had I guess you could tell, but I didn't say that Lori, by the way, had small breasts. Small, sexy breasts. She had next to no tinks. Next to no things at all. Coffee. Chalky milk. No, not really. And I say that because there was a podcast, Tony One Leg. You may have heard of him and his sidekick Clown. Or not his clown sidekick, but his sidekick name. They're called Clown. She goes by Clown anyway. I can't imagine she's a real clown. She acts like one, but I don't know if she is one. Alright. Anyway, I was drinking some coffee like I have now, with a lot of creamer into it, so it made it a light coffee colored. It made it blonde colored. And this Clown, Tony One Leg's partner, Clown, kept saying, "Oh, look at him with his chalky milk." She was talking about chocolate milk, I guess. Chalky milk. She was trying to make it sound like I was a little infant or something drinking chocolate milk, or a young kid drinking chocolate milk. She'd say, "Oh, another drink of chalky milk." And I couldn't respond because my channel was taken down. They mass flagged, they had their listeners mass flag my channel and had it taken down because of a bunch of clickbait titles I had on that channel. This is horrible stuff. I talked about some disgusting things on that channel. Like I just said. And I did it just to be able to post some pretty risque and disgusting things to get people to click on my channel. It was just for the purposes of clickbait. and it didn't go over very well. I got my channel taken down, and then so I'll never be able to bring up another. I'll never be able to make another channel under my current email. That's what it was under. And this channel was already up. Thank God. So I might be able to make another. But if this gets taken down, I can't be on YouTube ever again. So that would suck if this channel gets taken down. So I've been very careful not to talk about too much disgusting things and not to title anything disgusting. That's the word, nerd. Turd. You heard? Are you a Kurd or a Shiite? What am I talking about? Why was I talking about small breasts? Because I like them. Why was I talking about big breasts? Oh, because I was talking about my big chesticles. My big man boobs. And that brought up the fact that I'm not attracted as much to female large breasts as I am to females smaller breasts. Nice perky B-cups is what turns me on, thank you. California is the place you want to be, so I loaded up the truck and I moved to size B. Boobs, that is. Hard nipples. Perky sons of guns. The B-cup hillbillies. Sorry, I don't know what's going on around here. I'm just an idiot. I'm sorry. If this is your first time watching, I apologize. If this is the one who's watching from Scotland and the UK, I apologize. Please don't quit watching. Oh, what's going on? Where is that? Oh, over here. I'm going to find out what that was or who that was. It's either a spam email or it's a text message. And it must have been a spam email because I don't have a new text. After switching back from a Medicare Humana Plus plan to a traditional Medicare, I switched back to traditional Medicare so that I can get therapy here at the home. I'm required to get X amount of hours of therapy here. It is a nursing and therapy. It's a nursing and rehab home, so I'm supposed to get therapy while I'm here. Although I'm not going to be rehabbed, I'm not going to ever walk again. I take care of myself by myself. But they can help me stand. I've been having difficulty standing out of my chair on my own. They can help me stand, and I can get some physical therapy or some OT or some and by I mean or some speech therapy, which is probably what I'll go with. Speech therapy will help me with my short-term memory loss. I've been having difficulty remembering if I've taken my pills for the day, or if we ate lunch already, or if this is dinner or lunch, and things like that. Speech therapy has a cognitive, the part of what a speech therapist does is cognitive therapy. And that'll help me. It always helps me sharpen up my memory for a while, and then it goes back to being like it is now. And the problem is I had COVID in 2020 that almost killed me. Let's count how many times I've almost died in my life and how God has spared me each time. First of all, in January of 08, I suffered a massive heart attack that should have killed me according to the doctor, that could have killed me and should have killed me. That was January of '08. And then in February of '08, I suffered this massive stroke that leaves me paralyzed and in this wheelchair and living in a nursing home. That was in February of '08. So back-to-back months, I suffered a massive heart attack and then a massive stroke. Neither of them killed me. Both of them should have, according to the doctors. And the doctor told my grandma at one point, I was in the room for this. My grandma did a lot of talking to the doctors outside of the room, but I was in the room for this one. And the doctor told my grandma, we don't know how he survived. And my grandma said, I do. And what she meant was is that God kept me alive. God kept me alive for whatever reason. And I asked my grandma later, I said, you said you know how I was kept alive, how I stayed alive. And she said, yes. I said, well, how? And she said, well, God wanted you alive, baby. I said, well, why? And she said, we don't know. We may never know, but for whatever reason, you're still here for a reason. And then I said, well, that's not possible. She said, well, why is it not possible? I said, because I turned my back on God. I stopped believing because when my mother died, I prayed for relief from the excruciating pain of losing my mother. It was excruciating, the pain I was under. My mother was my best friend when she died, and I prayed for some relief from the pain, and it didn't come in my time, but it came in His time, which was best for me. I'll explain why. So that's why I turned my back on God, because I was mad that He didn't. At that point, I turned my back when I was mad that He wouldn't take the pain away. I thought, I said, I never pray for myself. I always pray for my family or for everyone else, but my friends to be okay and my family to be okay. And I was mad that, I never asked for things for myself. I never asked for, please let me get the bike I want, or please let me score the winning goal in soccer. Ain't nothing like that. I never prayed for myself. I always prayed for my family and my friends and loved ones. Something, you can't do this one thing. And it didn't come in my time, it came in His time, which was beneficial to me. I'll explain what I mean. I wanted immediate relief from the pain. Instead, I spent the next year laying on my girlfriend's couch, eating and getting fatter and crying, eating and crying and getting fatter and getting more and more depressed. As a result, I didn't feel like working. I never tried to get a job. And despite Lori's mother, that was my living girlfriend's name. Lori was her name, and her mother, her name was Anita. I don't know if Anita's still alive or not. But Anita, her mother, was always, telling Lori, he needs to either get out or get a job. She, I guess, was supporting both of us. No, actually, her grandmother was helping her out with the bills and, would buy food for us and cigarettes for us. So her grandma was basically, paying for everything, because, maybe a role I should have had, but I didn't work and I didn't want to work. I was so depressed, I just didn't feel like working. But her mom just insisted that I get a job. And one day her mom came down with a newspaper and an article circled with a big red marker. And she threw the newspaper, not threw it at me, but I was laying on the couch like I always did. I was laying there and she dropped it on my belly. And she said, there, you say you're an actor, act. And so I read the article, and it was an article from Perino Productions, a professional acting troupe looking for actors to join. I would, if I got the part, I would become a professional actor. My dream come true. And, Lori's mom knew that I wanted to be an actor, and she always said, well, how's that going to help pay the bills if he wants to be an actor? That's not going to happen. So she dropped this newspaper article on my stomach and said, you say you're an actor, act. And so I went down, and it was a cut piece. It was a cut piece audition, which means you take a portion of a play, maybe a soliloquy or a monologue from another play, and you memorize it, and you develop a character for that portion of the play, and you come in and you not read, but you memorize and you perform. And that monologue, you just tell the director, I did a monologue from 10 Little Indians, from Judge Wargrave and 10 Little Indians. I told the director, it was actually the producer, the owner of the company, Donna Perino. She was the one that was casting for actors. And I told her, I said, this is Judge Wargrave's monologue. This is from George Wargrave's monologue in 10 Little Indians by Agatha Christie. And she said, okay, well, let's go. And so I did my performance, and she told me after the performance, I was waiting for her to say, we'll call you. Don't call us, we'll call you. The normal, the cliche response to a poor audition. But instead, she walked over with a manila envelope. And I said, what's this? And she said, this is your first script. Your first script. Be here Saturday at whatever time. And we started our first rehearsal. And that's it. I was part of my first professional company. I was a professional actor just like that. I paid for all my bills. I paid for my car payment, all of the utilities at Lori's house. I paid for everything through acting. It was a dream come true. So if that never would have happened, if God would have given me my relief in my time, instead, I never got relief until all that time I was laying on the couch being depressed and eating and getting fatter and not getting a job. It never would have happened. So it was in his time, not my time. And that's very important to realize. Now I have learned that. And I've learned that anytime I pray for something, just because it doesn't come true immediately, it's just like Garth Brooks' song, sometimes it goes, I don't know what it's called. Oh, it's called Unanswered Prayers. He says, sometimes I thank God for unanswered prayers. It's the same thing. If I don't get what I ask for from God, immediately I know it'll come around. And then it'll be the best thing for me. God knows what's best for us. And He wants what's best for us. So He knew if He would have given me that relief immediately, I would have gone on about my business. I might not even met Lori. No, I had already met her and I was already living with her, so I might have gone on to do whatever, and I never would have, I would have got a job doing whatever, and I would never have, and Lori's mother never would have encircled that ad in the newspaper. So she was always, I should point out, she was always looking for a job. She was looking through that because she was always looking for wanted, people wanted, what is it called, the wanted ad, I don't know. They're looking for employees wanted or whatever. She was always searching those want ads, I guess. And she'd tell Lori all the time, well, they're looking for someone to do this or that. And I'd be like, I'm not doing that. They're always looking for someone to drive forklifts or something like that. Just a bunch of stuff that I told Lori I'm not going to do. I said, I'm sorry. I'm not doing that. And she said, well, what are you going to do? I said, I don't know. And I didn't know. I had no answer for her. I knew I had to do something at some point, but for a while, I had no interest in doing anything, whether she was going to kick me out or not. I would rather have lived on the streets than to have gotten a job doing some of those things her mother suggested. I mean, I could be just as depressed on the streets as I was in living in. I mean, I wouldn't have wanted to live on the streets other than living in her house, but I don't know. There were some things in my mind I just didn't want to do because I was so depressed and I was not over my mother yet. I was just so depressed. Soda pressed. I like soda. I just said no to a lot of things, and fortunately, after saying no to so many things that, her mother brought up, she finally brought something down that I was interested in. I never would have found. I wasn't looking through the want ads because I didn't want to work. And like I said, her grandmother was taking care of everything. So I was just, being what's the word? A leech. I was just leeching off of Lori and her grandmother. Lori's grandmother had bought her the house we were living in. So we were living in her grandmother's house, basically. And her grandmother was paying for the utilities and paying for our cigarettes and food and whatnot. She would take us out all the time to... she was dating a guy named Roy who owned Roy's Steakhouse in Ferguson, Missouri. She was dating Roy, Lori's grandma, not Lori. Lori's grandma was dating Roy from Roy's Steakhouse in Ferguson, Missouri. And she'd take us out to dinner. Every I think it was every Friday night we'd eat dinner. But in the meantime, she'd buy us food from the house. Well, there was pork chops to fry up or whatever we had. Hamburger meat to make hamburgers or to grill up some stuff. And we grilled up a lot of meat. Plus, Lori had food stamps because she was a single mother. Well, I forgot to mention that. She had a son when I first met her, a newborn son, an infant son when I first met her. His birthday is on January 20th, so a week from today will be his birthday? 31st birthday? Let me see. He was born in 93. That's 7 plus 25 is his 32nd birthday, coming up on next Monday, in a week from today. His 32nd birthday. I can't believe that. I raised him from infancy to about the age of 6. And now he is going to be 32. I don't have any contact with him anymore. I tried to contact him on Facebook, but I think his mother told him a bunch of shit about me or he might have memories about me that he doesn't like. At one point when he was my buddy, he loved me. He called me daddy and he loved me. And he would snuggle up with me and we'd watch cartoons on Saturdays, and we watched. One time I knocked on his door, and he, unlike me for sure, had a TV of his own and cable at the age of like 5 or 6. And he was like, at this point he was 4 or 5. And I knocked on his door, and he said, "Come in." I said, "Hey." He goes, "Hello, Daddy." I said, "What you doing, buddy?" He goes, I said, "You watching TV?" He said, "Yeah." I said, "What are you watching?" He goes, "George, your curious little monkey." He was watching Curious George. And I said, "What you watching, buddy?" He said, "Oh, George, your curious little monkey." I loved him. But the reason he might have negative memories of me is because I'm the one that had to do the discipline. Lori's mother let him do whatever he wanted. Lori let him do whatever he wanted. There's just no way they were going to, I can just pop up. I don't know if you can still see me because I can't see me. The pop-up popped up. Peter Piper picked a peck of pickled pop-ups. Peter Piper picked a peck of pickled pop-ups. Where's the pickled pop-ups Peter Piper picked? Picked, not pecked. He picked a peck. The one that gets me is Percy Pig is plump and pink. I love that plump pink pig, I think. I love that plump pink pig, I think, yes. Percy Pig is plump and pink. I love that plump pink pig, I think. That gets me every time. I can't do that one. Try this one. I'm not the fig plucker, I'm the fig plucker's son. But I'll pluck the figs till the fig plucker comes. I'm not the fig plucker, I'm the fig plucker's son, but I'll pluck the figs till the fig plucker comes. That's not an easy one until you get it down. Try this one. Red leather, yellow leather, red leather, yellow leather, red leather, yellow leather, red leather, yellow leather. Try that 10 times fast. Red leather, yellow leather, red leather, yellow leather, red leather, yellow leather. That's tough. And then there's, I don't know any more tongue twisters. I don't know why Peter picked a peck of pickled peppers as a tongue twister. It's really not. Shouldn't be. It doesn't seem too hard. Red leather, yellow leather stuff, though. Whether the weather be cold, whether the weather be hot, we'll be together whatever the weather, whether you like it or not. That's not really a tongue twister, but to get your tongue ready, this is something that you want that I used to do to get going before I went on stage. And in the backstage, I'd say, whether the weather be cold, whether the weather be hot, we'll be together whatever the weather, whether you like it or not. I would just do that over and over again to get my tongue going. I would also do that before foreplay to get my tongue going. That's not true, but it might have helped. No, I didn't need any help in that area. Didn't need any help. I'm a champion with this thing here. It's hard not to be successful doing that. Anyway, I think I'm gonna hang it up. It's been how long? It's been 31 minutes. Now I'm 32 minutes and 4 seconds. There's 32 seconds. I'm gonna hang it up now. 2 fingers, everybody. I'll see you when I see you. Pizza rolls.